Friends, 382 days of war. Zelensky has ordered to rename Russia to Muscovy, of course, for the uses in Ukraine, which is centered on Moscow from 13th to 16th century. Of course, an archaic name for Russia and Moscow. How will it satisfy his some particular ego? Leave it to himself only. In the meantime, Kiev is digging trenches on the boundaries of Moldova, calling it combat against illegal migration and smuggling. Wonder why Pentagon and how it is allowing Kiev to fritter away the resources it is providing along with its NATO members. Or is there any vision behind this? From the battlefields, starting from south where nothing much is happening, the Russian forces seems to be still increasing their fortification in Zaporizhia region as per ISW, while the counter battery operation is heavy from both the sides. In north, the Russian forces are continuing their assaults in Kupiansk Svatovo Kreminna direction. The Russian forces' assaults have succeeded in advancing towards Svatovo direction. And if you look at that, the present line of control from Kupiansk to Kreminna, the Russians have moved 2 to 3 kilometers westward all along. In the meantime, there have been no report of any Ukrainian counteroffensive or assaults. Huge Russian military presence is reported to continue against Kharkov Oblast, and this, of course, is binding thousands of Ukrainian troops from moving elsewhere where it is required, especially in the east. Now coming to east, Avdiivka, in and around the battle is on. In northwest and north, the Russian and the PMC have advanced and have gained some footholds on Krasnohorivka and as well as towards Kamyanka. In Marinka, one of the most fortified regions as far as Ukrainian forces are concerned, heavy battle is on and Russians have managed some small gains, especially beyond Druzhba Avenue. Ugledar, there has been no changes. In Toretsk region, Ukrainians carried out counteroffensive towards Myorsk or Jatsev, but did not succeed. Coming to Bakhmut, let us see what ISW has to say. No Russian gains in and around Bakhmut, as Russian Federation Army has been claiming. But on the contrary, its map shows differently. There has been some gains for the Russians and of course Wagner PMC. All around, in south, east and north, if you look at their maps, the continuous red line and the dotted red lines, there is a gap. West of Bakhmut, Kromov, the south main supply road is under Russian Federation Army control. To some extent, not though fully. In the meantime, pro-Ukrainian sources have considered that Orikho-Vasiliivka, that is northwest of Bakhmut, has fallen to the Russians. Inside Bakhmut, PMC Wagner had claimed day before that they are almost in the city center or the administrative center. But yesterday there was no changes in the situation, neither any gains for them as far as the city center is concerned. They are continuing their assault on Azom plant and importantly have established bridgeheads on west bank of Bakhmutka river after crossing the river itself. In totality, slow but steady gains for the Russian forces in north and east, especially in Bakhmut, Avdiivka and Marinka, nothing much in south or in northwest. Sporadic interdiction missions are on by the Russians like in Sumy yesterday. Now some other news oblique information. Biden government has asked for $886 billion for national security. What is happening to the people? And in the meantime, one of the banks, Silicon Valley Bank, has failed. One of the largest such events after 2008 Great Recession in USA and later rest of the world. Iran has signed an agreement with Russia to buy Su-35 fighters. Protests in many parts of the world continue, like in France against pension reform, wherein thousands and thousands people, including the cleaning workers on road. In Israel, against the judiciary or judicial reform, where more than 500,000 people have come to the streets. In Switzerland, more than 3,000 people rallied against Russian sanction and demand for 100% neutrality of their government. In Georgia, the reactionary forces, with the help of American aides, are continuing their efforts to carry on Maidan revolution way back that took place in Kiev in 2014, or later what we saw in Hong Kong, but though it failed. In Spain, more than 2,000 rallied in Bilbao city in support of Russia and against military support to Kiev. The Peru movement is on. In India, another movement has started, though by social democrats, in the name of Bharat Bachao. That means save India. And of course, to save Indian constitution and the people from the fascist attacks. And that's the end of my video for the day. See you tomorrow. Thank you, friends.